senior Labour figures have failed to rule out a second referendum on Britain's membership of the European Union, as a poll showed the highest support for Remain since the Brexit vote. Those backing Remain outstripped Leavers by 10 points, a new poll has revealed. The survey for The Independent by BMG Research showed 51% now back remaining in the Union, while 41% want Brexit. Asked about the possibility of a second referendum, Deputy Leader Tom Watson said you shouldn't rule anything out when engaged in complex negotiations. Speaking on BBC Radio 5 Live's Pinners Politics, Mr. Watson said. His comments came after Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott, who told constituents she would back the right of the electorate to vote on a deal, said, "The Labour Party does not support a second referendum, we've never supported it, but she did not rule one out in the future." Mr. Watson said, "We've not said we want a second referendum, what we actually want is a negotiated settlement." The point about the vote this week was we don't want power to be taken away from unelected bureaucrats in Brussels, as the debate went in the referendum, to be given to the executive or unelected bureaucrats in Whitehall. We want Parliament to have a say on it. When pushed on whether Labour would rule out a second referendum, he said, "When you're in complex negotiations on behalf of the nation, you shouldn't rule anything out. What I am trying to say to you, I don't think it is likely at all. It would be more likely that we try and renegotiate the deal should Parliament reject it." Shadow International Trade Secretary Barry Gardner said that Labour would honour the referendum result. He said, "The Labour Party has not said that we will have a second referendum. We will honour the referendum result, but we last week got a final vote for Parliament on the deal." He told Sky News Sunday with Neil Patterson, "That is the democratic guarantee that now is there because of Labour members of Parliament and 11 Conservatives joining with us." But failed to rule out a second vote in the future. Shadow Justice Secretary Richard Burgon said, "Labour isn't calling for a second referendum." But he also refused to rule out another poll in the future. He told BBC's Sunday Politics, "It could be the case that Theresa May caves in and starts to ask for another referendum. I very much doubt she will do that. We are not in government, many of these things are hypotheticals. But I can say very clearly, we are not arguing for a second referendum."